Hi everyone, Happy New Year. I hope you had a great start to the new year, and I hope you've also recovered very well from all the Christmas busyness, all the family gatherings, all the dinner parties, all the shopping. Yeah, for me, January is just a time of rest right now, and I'm really spending this next time just introspecting. Going over the lessons that I learned in 2025 and forming up my desires and intentions for 2026. Not writing any new goals right now or New Year's resolutions. I'm just really in a process of, working through and digesting everything from last year. But one of the biggest lessons that I learned last year was about bringing value into people's lives. So I was part of a research project for 4.5 years. I was doing the project coordination and administration, and I was working with PhD students, professors, university administration, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it because I'm one of those people who loves to coordinate, who loves to manage projects, who likes to oversee things, but also keep an eye on the details. So that's totally my thing. And I'm a helper, I'm a supporter by nature. So the job really fit my profile. But the most beautiful thing about that job was the connection and the relationship that I built with the PhD students who are in a very critical time in their lives where, they have to do this research project, they have to write a thesis, they have to defend it, and within all of that, life is happening. And the academic environment can be a place of a lot of pressure, and yeah, just a lot of high expectations. And so many PhD students allowed me to speak into their lives, to encourage them, to motivate them, and just to help them to kind of, yeah, de-stress and be focused about their present, about what they want for their future. Um, and it was really beautiful. And through that, I formed a lot of connections. And so when I left at the end of last year, because the project is closing up, I got so much feedback from the PhD students, but also from my boss, who supported quite heavily in running the whole project. Just how much of a help I'd been, how much of a motivation I'd been, how much of an encourager I'd been. Um, and that was really, really beautiful. For me, it was more than just being able to do the job, being able to deliver, being able to coordinate, but it was all the rich extra bits that I got to contribute in that time. And inside and outside of the workplace, it's something that I've learned, even from my local church community, my online community, friends. The more that I've healed as a person, the more that I've been able to give back to the people around me. And that's just something that I get consistent feedback on from people. And that's one thing that you want to pay attention to as you start this life purpose journey is what are the things that people are constantly repeating to you about you? Like, what is the value that you bring into people's lives? Because that is a huge clue in your personal wiring and design, how God, created you for other people, for the world, by you, the light that you carry, that you are bringing into people's life. And we are all extremely unique. And so it's nice to get to know yourself by listening and taking notice of what people are constantly saying about you, about the good things about you, your strengths, your capabilities. So, maybe if you can take 5 minutes in January and think back to your past year, and just what are some of the things that people have always said about you that they really appreciate and value. And this is just a small step when we want to talk about impact, the kind of impact that you want to have on the earth. So, impact is one of the modules that I do in my life purpose discovery journey. And it's really helps, it's to help you define the impact that you want to have on the earth, on people's lives, your realm of influence, or your level of impact that you call to, because we all call to different levels of influence. It could be just your family home, it could be at your local church, it could be a group that you start for women, for children, for whatever reason. Then you call to steward a group of people, and of course it can be much bigger. It can be at the national level, it could be international. um, but a lot of us are called to a much smaller scale of impact, but that has a domino effect, because you can impact one person and that person can impact their circle, which then they impact the greater circle. If you think about Jesus, he had many disciples, and then he had the 12 that he was walking more closely with, and then he had the three that he really invited into places that he didn't invite the other 12. And yeah, and just from Jesus's life, we see that, Christianity spread, and it's become like a global faith because of that. But he wasn't trying to influence the masses all at one time, um, but influencing the small group of 12, and then they influence the greater group, and then the whole world, right? From Judea to Samaria, to the whole of Israel and beyond. And so it doesn't matter how big your impact circle is, it's about stewarding that and doing the best with the gifts and the talents and abilities that God has given you in that place. And so I just wanted to leave you guys with a couple of questions. It's a short video just to get you guys rolling into the new year. And once again, these questions are not to like activate you into action. I want to kind of bring you into a place of reflection and introspection, where you are doing a deep dive into yourself, what you've experienced, what God has already revealed to you, and kind of being able to organize that to bring more clarity into what your life purpose or your calling could be. And so think about, how will people's lives be different because you are in their lives? What is the impact that you want to have on the people around you? What is the value that you want to bring to them? And if you are already starting to walk out your purpose, maybe you've got a project going, or you want to start a group or a ministry, a business, whatever it is, think about why. Why are you doing this? Why are you starting this new project, ministry, business, NGO? Why? Think about the why, and what is the ultimate purpose for it? What is uh, you know, the impact that you're going to have here on the earth using that vehicle of what you want to start, and what's the eternal impact? Because as believers, we always keep that eternal perspective in mind when we are building something together with God. So think about that. You know, how will people's lives be different because you are in their lives? The project that you're wanting to start or have started already, why are you doing this? What is the purpose of it? Yeah, so that is a small exercise. I'll be coming at you with more videos, but just wanted to wish you an amazing 2026. If you want to go deeper on life purpose, I do have a free workshop next week, Saturday, on the 10th of January. Completely free, 90 minutes, going to be on Zoom, Saturday afternoon in the EU. So I think it's Saturday morning. Saturday morning in the US. And yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at things like your life messages and your unique design, and really just taking small steps into getting more and more clarity, because life purpose, it is a journey. It's not something that you know just clicks overnight. It's really looking back at your life and seeing that path that God has been leading you on, and then making a decision to really keep going on it with intentionality and with purpose. And that's what I help people do. I help people discover and start walking it out. So come for the free workshop. I'm gonna leave the details to sign up below this video. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you there.